Hello, good day. Welcome to AgriTech YouTube channel. Please listen attentively so you can understand what I'm about to explain. Also look at the subscribe button below. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Also click on the like button. Thank you very much. So here now I'm here to teach you about aloe vera farming, how you can farm, produce and propagate aloe vera. As you can see, these are aloe vera. These are the medium sizes. These one are large sizes, as you can see them planted in buckets. Okay, now let's go to the proper. Now for aloe vera is both popular and easy to grow, provided you understand the level of water and sun that mimics the hot climate this plant thrives in. Unusually for a succulent, the aloe plant cannot be grown from a leaf cutting, and instead is typically propagated by detaching younger clone plants from the base of the adult plant or from the joint root system. These young plants must be treated carefully when extracting them. Now let me show you what I mean by the young plants. As you can see here, this is a fully grown plant. You can see the young plants here. You can see this. These are what you propagate. You remove this. When you remove this, you look for another basin, you put it. Before you know it, this alone will turn to something like this by also bringing out young plants from the sides. Now for transplanting these young plants I showed you before, so now you know when to transplant. Aloe plants have relatively short roots and heavy leaves, so they are commonly moved to a heavier pot when they become top heavy and tip over. If aloe vera runs out of space for its roots to grow, it may start to produce pups that can be moved to their own pots. If you are interested in growing in adult plant growing than producing new plants, transplant it to larger pots before the roots begins to circle the wall of the container. Now number 2, give the plants adequate sunlight and warmth. Aloe vera plants prefer 8 to 10 hours of sunlight a day. While growing, they grow best in warm or hot temperatures. They are capable of surviving cooler seasons in a more dormant state. However, they may suffer harm if exposed to temperatures below -4 degrees. Number 3, you plant aloe vera in a well-draining soil. Aloe vera plants are adapted for survival in dry conditions and may rot if planted in soils that collect standing waters. Use a calcareous potting mix or create your own mix using equal part of soil, sand and gravel. If planting aloe vera in a container, make sure the container has a hole at the base for water to drain through. Number 4, cover the root ball when planting, but do not let the leaf touch the soil. Place the aloe vera root ball just below the surface soil. If any of the thick green leaves are partially buried or touch the soil, they may rot. Now after you plant the aloe vera in a well draining soil, number 4, you cover the root ball when planting, but do not let the leaves touch the soil. Place the aloe vera root ball just below the surface soil. If any of the thick green leaves are partially buried or touch the soil, they may rot. Number 5, cover the surface of the soil with gravel or pebble, optional, or you can leave it on the soil or sand if you can't find any gravel or pebble. Now place a layer of small rocks around the base of the aloe vera plant to keep the soil in place and reduce evaporation. This is not required if your aloe plant This is not required for your aloe plant to thrive, so you may leave the soil exposed if you prefer the appearance. Just as you can see here, I did not put any gravel. I left it exposed because I prefer this appearance. White stone will reflect warmth from the soil to ease the base of the plant, which can be a good idea if you do not live in a hot climate. Now number 6, Do not water for the first few days after planting. Before you start watering, give the aloe plant a few days to repair any roots that may have been damaged during planting. Watering damaged roots increases the chance of root rot. Aloe plants store plenty of water in their leaves and should not be harmed by the lack of water during this time. Give it a light watering the first 1 or 2 times you water if you would like to be extra safe. For watering, so now let me tell you what you experience during watering. Water whenever the soil is dry during the growing season. During summer or any time the weather is warm and sunny, aloe vera plants will grow fastest with regular watering. However, it is much easier to overwater aloe plants than to dry them out. So do not water until the soil has dried out to a depth about 3 inches. Water infrequently during the cold season. Aloe vera plants often go dormant during winter or when the weather is cold for a prolonged period of time. Unless you are keeping them in a heated room year round, you should only water them once or twice a month during this period in cold season. Number 3, for the watering, fertilize once a year or never. Aloe plants do not require fertilizer, and overuse can harm the plant or cause it to grow in an unhealthy manner. If you wish to encourage growth, use low nitrogen, high phosphorus, low potassium fertilizer. Apply once in a year in late spring at the start of the growing season. Clear weeds carefully. The soil around the aloe vera plants should be free of grass and weeds. Remove these regularly if the plant is outdoor, but do so carefully because good aloe vera soil is loose and sandy. It is easy to damage the roots with vigorous weed pulling. As you can see, I just came out now to video this. When I'm done, I'm going to clear all these weeds you see here. So you increase sunlight if the leaves look flat and low. If the leaves are growing flat and low, increase sunlight. Aloe vera leaves should grow upward and outward to an angle towards the sunlight. If they are low to the ground or flat outward, the plant is probably not receiving enough sun. Move it to a sunnier area. If it is indoors, consider keeping it outdoors during daylight hour. As you can see this one, you can see the direction they are growing at an angle to the sunlight. You can see them at an angle of about let's say 60 degrees. Decrease sunlight if the leaves turn brown. If the leaves turn brown, decrease sunlight. While aloe vera is harder than most plants when it comes to sun exposure, it is possible to burn the leaves. If the aloe plants turn brown, move it to an area that receives shades during the early afternoon. Increase water if the leaves look thin or is coily. If the leaves are thin and coiled, increase water. The thick fleshy leaves store water that plant uses in the time of drought. If the leaves are looking thin or coily, water the aloe plants more frequently. Be careful not to overcompensate. Water should drain quickly through the soil to prevent root rot, which is difficult to stop. Stop watering if the leaves turn yellow or fall apart. Yellowing or melting leaves are suffering due to excess water. Stop watering altogether for the next week or 2 weeks during the dormant season and water less frequently. Once you resume, you may remove any discolored leaves from the plant without much chance of harm, although it is best to use a dissecting knife. So as you can see, this is my new section where I'm going to plant my aloe vera. I have transplanted some of the baby aloe vera to this section, and as you can see, they are growing well. So in some days I'll start removing from the ones you see in the bucket and putting them here. So now that we have talked about aloe vera planting, let's talk about the uses of aloe vera plants. What are the benefits of aloe vera? Aloe vera is a popular medicinal plant that people have used over thousands of years. It contains a healthful plant compound. The cosmetic, pharmaceutical, and food industries uses aloe vera extensively, and the plant has an estimated annual market of $13 billion globally. Now, it has an antioxidant and antibacterial properties. Antioxidants are important for health. Aloe vera gel contains powerful antioxidants belonging to a large family of substances known as polyphenol. This polyphenol, along with several other compounds in aloe vera, help inhibit the growth of bacteria that can cause infections in humans. Number 3, it accelerates wound healing. People most often use aloe vera as a top medication, rubbing it on the skin rather than consuming it. In fact, it has a long history use of treating sores and particularly burns, including sunburn. Number 4, it reduces dental plaque. Tooth decay and disease of the gum are very common to health problems. One of the best ways to prevent this condition is to reduce the buildup of plaque or bacterial biofilms on the teeth. Number 5, it helps treat canker sores. Many people experience mouth ulcers or canker sores at some point of their lives. These usually from the underneath the lips, inside the mouth, and last about a week. Studies have shown that aloe vera treatment can accelerate the healing of mouth ulcer. Number 6, it reduces constipation. Aloe vera may also help to treat constipation. This time it is the latex, not the gel, that provides the benefit. The latex is a sticky yellow residue present just under the skin of the leaf. The key compound responsible for this effect is called aloin or babaloin, which has a well-established laxative effect. It improves skin and prevents wrinkles. It lowers blood sugar levels. Also, there are some risks to aloe vera. Aloe vera is a very safe remedy with few known side effects. Oral use of aloe vera may cause stomach cramp or diarrhea due to its laxative effect. There have also been some reports of liver damage associated with long-term aloe vera supplement use. The NCCIH also reports that non-decolorized whole leaf extract of aloe vera seems to be associated with cancer risk in rats. So I think with these few education I've given you, you can be able to plant your aloe vera. Just find a neighbor or a neighborhood where you can get one aloe vera, and in 1 month time you can have up to 50 aloe vera in your garden. So thank you very much, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, click on the like button, and also share this to a friend. Thank you.